Hello, this is Kimberly from the Northwest Quest at nw-quest.com, and this is my debut as a producer for the site, so I'm super excited about that. I had the chance to hike the Naches Trail with Little Bear this last week, and I wanted to bring you some information on what you might expect on the trail and who it might be good for. The Naches Trail is absolutely one of the most popular trails in the Mount Rainier National Park. Half of the trail is not in the park, but it does straddle the border of the park. So do keep that in mind if you're planning on bringing your pets, which we'll review that a little bit later. But this trail is 3.2 miles, super accessible, very easy for little guys. It does have a 600-foot elevation gain, so do keep that in mind. If you have young toddlers, you might have to carry them for a little ways, but it is very accessible trail, very easy. If you're a solo hiker, you feel very safe out there. There's not really a whole lot of dangerous spots, so it is a good one to start out with, and it is a wonderful hike for the summer. So let's check it out.
Okay, so this is our map of this Naches Peak Loop. As I had mentioned earlier, it is off of State Route 410, which is also known as Chinook Pass. We can see that nice black line up in the upper left corner of our map. And that green and red dotted border that we see on the map is actually the map of, the border between Mount Rainier National Park to the south and the Wenatchee Wilderness to the north. So do keep that in mind. If you're bringing your pet with you, you're not going to be allowed to cross that border. So we do have two parking areas. If you have your pet, you're going to need to park in that northernmost parking area. That is technically the parking area for the hike to Sheep Lake. So you'll go out of that parking area and actually head south to join the loop on the part that is the Pacific Crest Trail. As you kind of go clockwise around the loop, you'll end up stopping at the Dewey Lake viewpoint, which is right down there along the border of Mount Rainier National Park. And you'll have to do the out and back style of hiking to where you go back to the parking lot from there. But it is still a wonderful option, a great hike, even if you take that route. Otherwise, you'll be starting at the Tipsoo Lake parking lot. Now, both parking lots do have vault toilets available, but only Tipsoo Lake has picnic tables. So if that is something that you need to consider, then definitely keep that in mind. But either way, it doesn't matter which parking lot you park in, you're going to need to display a forest pass in your vehicle. So for the purposes of this video, we are actually going to start at the Tipsoo Lake parking area and make our way north and clockwise around the trail. It goes over the Pacific Crest Trail there in the north, and then it actually connects to the Naches Trail in the south. So let's take a little bit closer look at the route that we took this last week, and I'll include some pictures of what to expect along the way. From the parking area at Tipsoo Lake, you'll want to head around the back side of the first lake and up the small hill to the north. While there is no swimming in Tipsoo Lake, you'll get a chance for that later on. After hiking up this hill, you'll join the Pacific Crest Trail to complete the northern half of the loop. Here, you will find a nice bridge that crosses over the road below. After crossing the bridge, you'll continue up the northern flank of the Naches Peak. This part of the trail gently climbs up as you traverse the beautiful landscape. After just over a mile of hiking, you'll come to a tarn that serves as a perfect spot for either a nice water break or as a wonderful location to splash around with Fido and the little ones. From here, it's only about half a mile to the Dewey Lake viewpoint, which is the best place to stop for a quiet rest and a snack as you look across the mountains. If you're hiking with your pet, this viewpoint will be your turnaround spot.
Is this a good resting spot? Yeah?
If you're continuing along the Naches Loop, you'll progress south from the viewpoint and into Mount Rainier National Park. Be careful to bear right at the junction of the loop and the trail down to Dewey Lake. A trip to the lake would add about 800 feet of elevation gain and 2 miles to your hike, though if you're up for it, it is a beautiful place to visit. The southern half of the Naches Loop will have you walking through beautiful mountain meadows. This is where you're going to get your best view of Mount Rainier, and if you catch it at the right time of year, it'll be bursting with wildflowers. Continue along this portion of the trail before crossing back over State Route 410 and up to the Tipsoo Lake area.
All right, guys, so that's it on the Naches Trail. I hope I answered a lot of your questions and kind of gave you an overview of what to expect on the trail. If you have any more questions or if you have any comments or concerns, anything like that, feel free to comment below. If you enjoyed watching the video, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe to the channel because we'll have some more really cool content coming out soon. If you have any suggestions, definitely shoot me a message or visit nw-quest.com and we'll see what we can do. Thanks, guys. Happy trails.